In Hollywood's golden age, a hidden truth shadowed many stars: the fear of exposure. LGBTQ+ actors and actresses lived double lives, their authentic loves veiled from the public eye. Every relationship a whispered secret, every public appearance a performance. The threat of blacklisting loomed, forcing silence and sacrificing genuine connection for a career.
Number 1, Katharine Hepburn. So everyone knows about her epic romance with Spencer Tracy, right? But get this, some people are saying it was all a sham, a total lavender marriage to keep the public off their scent. Can you even imagine the studio heads orchestrating that? Apparently, our dear Kate, known for being this fiercely independent woman and always rocking trousers, might have been living a secret life. There are whispers, and more than whispers, about her having relationships with women. Some biographers are even saying she was gay or bisexual. And get this, playwright Larry Kramer straight up claimed both she and Spencer Tracy were gay. It's like the ultimate Hollywood illusion. She was giving us these strong, independent female roles on screen while possibly navigating a whole different world behind the scenes. Talk about a double life.
Number 2, Cary Grant. Okay, so you know Cary Grant, that iconic screen presence. Get this, he faced immense pressure in the golden age to hide his true self. The studios, being absolutely ridiculous, demanded a flawless heterosexual image. He reportedly entered lavender marriages just to protect his career. And talk about subtle things. He even used coded performances in his films to hint at his true identity. Amidst speculation about his close bond with Randolph Scott, the fear of blacklisting was constant. Seriously, how unfair was that era for LGBTQ+ stars like him?
Number 3, Liberace. We all know him. This man was a showman, a superstar. But he was living in an era where being openly gay could absolutely destroy your career. It's truly wild. He was forced to play this elaborate charade, even entering into what many believed was a lavender marriage with his longtime business partner Suki just to keep up appearances. Studios were so ridiculously controlling. He even had these coded performances where he'd hint at his true self through subtle gestures, a secret language for those who understood. The fear of blacklisting was so real. If he dared to be his authentic self, his dazzling career could have vanished. It's just astonishing how much he had to hide, all to satisfy a judgmental public. Number 4, Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson, a hunky leading man, the ultimate heartthrob, was actually living a total double life. It's absolutely wild to think about. With those nosy tabloids sniffing around, his agent actually orchestrated a lavender marriage for him with his secretary, Phyllis Gates. It was all to protect his image as a straight romantic lead and prevent his career from being absolutely torpedoed by those ridiculous moral clauses in Hollywood contracts. Even though he kept his private gay life a secret, his career didn't end because of his sexuality. But then, tragically, his AIDS diagnosis blew his secret wide open. It's truly heartbreaking how his illness ultimately outed him and changed his public image forever.
Number 5, Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich, an absolute legend, but she was playing by her own rules when it came to her love life. And let me tell you, that was not the norm back then. While she was married to Rudolph Sieber, a union many considered a lavender marriage to keep up appearances, Marlene was openly having relationships with both men and women. She was subtly flipping norms on their head, especially with her iconic, androgynous style in films like Morocco, where she rocked that tuxedo. It was like a secret wink to those who understood. Despite all the societal pressure that could have led to blacklisting, she didn't just survive, she thrived, becoming this incredible icon of defiance and individuality. She truly owned who she was.
Number 6, George Takei. You are not going to believe the tea on George Takei. We all know him as Sulu from Star Trek, but his personal journey is truly incredible. From a young age, he knew he was different, fancying boys like Bobby, not Sally. But being a burgeoning actor meant staying completely silent. Being out would have been career suicide. Imagine living that double life, constantly terrified, even checking for exit signs in gay bars because police raids meant public humiliation and losing everything. It's just wild what they endured. He quietly fought for civil rights, but the one issue closest to him remained a secret. Then, in 2005, when Governor Schwarzenegger vetoed the marriage equality bill, George and his partner Brad decided they'd had enough. He went public, blasting the hypocrisy, and has been a fierce advocate ever since. What an absolute legend.
Number 7. Ian McKellen. We know him as Gandalf and Magneto, but this knighted actor became a real-life champion for LGBTQ+ rights, and it's truly inspiring. Unlike some stars who had to live in the shadows, Ian McKellen came out publicly as gay in 1988 at 49 years old. He called it a life-changing decision, and honestly, good for him. He didn't just come out, though. He immediately co-founded Stonewall, a huge LGBTQ+ rights group in the UK named after those iconic riots. He's been tirelessly campaigning ever since, speaking out, urging other actors to come out, and basically saying that being in the closet is silly. He uses his massive platform to challenge prejudice, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. What a fearless legend.
Elton John. This musical legend, known for his flamboyant style, actually came out as bisexual way back in 1976. Can you imagine how groundbreaking that was for the time? He was even engaged to a woman before that, but then he bravely spoke his truth. While he initially said bisexual, he later identified as openly gay and has been a massive advocate for LGBTQ+ rights ever since. He's married to David Furnish, and they have 2 sons. But even with all his trailblazing, he's warning us that there's still this scary swell of anger and homophobia trying to stifle progress. It's absolutely infuriating to hear that, especially after all he's done to pave the way.
Number 10. Clive Davis. This music industry titan, who literally discovered Whitney Houston, revealed something pretty surprising in his memoir, The Soundtrack of My Life. Turns out, he's bisexual. He came out in 2013, sharing that he's been in long-term relationships with both men and women. He even had a male partner for 20 years, with a doctor for 13, and then another man for 7. And get this, he candidly talked about how his evolving sexuality wasn't always easy, even causing some tension with one of his sons. But he bravely stated, you don't have to be only one thing or another. He just loved who he loved, regardless of gender. What a bold and honest revelation from such a powerful figure.
Number 11, Lily Tomlin is the next one. This comedic genius, known for 9 to 5 and Laugh-In, has been with her partner Jane Wagner for over 40 years. They even got married in 2013. But here's the kicker. She waited until her mother passed away in 2015 to actually talk about being openly gay. Can you even imagine? She held back for decades because her mom had these really strong fundamentalist beliefs. That's just wild, having to keep such a huge part of your life secret from your own parent. Despite that, she's been an incredible advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, even portraying lesbian characters on screen and supporting the Los Angeles LGBT Center. Talk about living authentically, even if it took some serious time.
Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins, another remarkable name in the industry. This iconic actor who gave us the chilling Norman Bates in Psycho was actually openly gay, but he kept it a fiercely guarded secret for most of his life. Imagine, he knew he was gay from a young age and had affairs with men, even during his marriage to Barry Berenson. Talk about a double life. He reportedly loved his family, but the pressure to conform must have been immense. It's just wild to think about the internal struggle he must have faced, especially playing a character like Norman Bates, which some even interpret as reflecting his own hidden sexuality. He didn't even reveal his HIV diagnosis until right before he died from AIDS in 1992. The burden of that secrecy for someone so famous is truly heartbreaking.
Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, another Hollywood legend known for her intense roles, apparently had a love life that was just as dramatic and unconventional. Even though she was married to men, there's loads of evidence suggesting she was bisexual. Her own daughter, Christina, even confirmed it. Can you imagine this huge star secretly having relationships with women like Barbara Stanwyck and possibly even Bette Davis? Talk about a shocking twist. And get this, she was a fierce supporter of gay men in Hollywood, especially her close friend, the openly gay silent film star William Haynes. While the tabloids were obsessed with her affairs, her sexuality was definitely a subject of whispers. It's just wild how she defied those rigid societal norms of the time, not just in her films, but in her deeply private life.
Number 16. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo, the enigmatic screen siren, known for her I Wanna Be Alone persona, definitely kept her love life as mysterious as her movies. While she never publicly labeled herself, there's so much evidence pointing to her having intense relationships with women. We're talking about actresses like Tallulah Bankhead, Louise Brooks, and especially Mercedes de Acosta, a relationship that lasted decades. Can you imagine the whispers and the absolute secrecy she had to maintain in that era? She did have relationships with men too, like John Gilbert, but it seems her connections with women were often more significant. It's just wild how she navigated such a complex private life, being seen as this reclusive figure, all while potentially being a quiet queer icon. Number 17. Tab Hunter. Tab Hunter. This guy was a massive 1950s heartthrob, plastered on teen magazine covers. But get this, he was secretly gay the entire time. He lived his whole career in the closet, absolutely terrified it would destroy his image and his livelihood. Can you even imagine the pressure to keep that secret while being everyone's romantic fantasy? It wasn't until his memoir, Tab Hunter Confidential, that he finally, bravely revealed his true self. He even co-produced a film with his life partner, Alan Glasser. It's just wild to think about the constant fear of being outed, especially when he was starring in big hits like Damn Yankees. What a courageous man to finally tell his story.
Number 18. Ramon Navarro. And speaking of hidden lives, Ramon Navarro was a huge star in the silent film era, incredibly handsome and secretly gay, but he wrestled with his sexuality because of his devout Catholic faith. He had these serious relationships with men, but because of the intense societal pressure and homophobia of the time, he kept it all deeply private. Tragically, his hidden life was brutally exposed to the public after his murder in 1968. It's just heartbreaking that it took such a violent event for his truth to come out, and he became this tragic symbol of gay Hollywood. The poor man, living in such fear and struggling with his own beliefs. What a terrible burden to carry.